Hey, hello everyone. This is John Byrne with Poets and Quants. We're here for another Fridays with Sandy. That's Sandy Kreisberg. There he is in Boston.
Shalom, shalom all.
The big K sign behind him. And we
Yes.
have from Istanbul, Turkey, Emery, who is looking to go to Stanford, Columbia, Kellogg, Berkeley, Yale, NCR, or London Business School. A lot of big schools there. He wants to get an MBA and launch an ed tech company back in Turkey when he graduates. He has done 3 years at Ernst & Young in consulting. He's now the country manager for an artificial intelligence startup in Turkey. He has a 2.95 GPA in electrical and electronics engineering and a 700 GMAT. How about that?
Ouch. That's great. Okay, you got a couple of, there's a lot of good stuff and a couple of, I don't know whether to describe them, but black marks or pimples or whatever you want to call them here. Let's start with the 295. Is there some way to explain that? Is Turkish grading particularly difficult? Do you have a class rank?
Yeah, first of all, I've studied at Bilkent University, which is one of the leading universities in Turkey, and particularly electrical and electronics engineering there is particularly difficult. But it is not the reason that I have a low GPA. The reason is I actually realized that my basically passion was not, didn't lie purely in engineering after studying a year at the university. So I decided to pursue another career in which I could combine my soft skills like people management, leadership.
Okay, John, how's he doing? The interviewer just said, hey, buddy, what's the story with this 295?
Yeah, so he explained why in the first year he probably had a very rough year. So what you want to say is, you know, I picked the wrong major in the beginning and then after that I had a better GPA, something like that, if that's the case.
You've got to make it real clear. And this is a hard thing to explain. Did your grades get better?
No, actually vice versa. It started good and then it get worse.
How come? Real fast.
Because I lost my interest towards electrical and electronics engineering.
But you still stuck it out. You didn't change?
No, actually, I just wanted to have the degree. I had fun. And in Turkey, it is not too easy to, change your major just because you didn't like it.
All right, you want to, hey, John, here's my response to that. See if you can interpret this international sign language.
That's going to be difficult.
You just killed yourself, man. I'm serious.
Yeah, because even though it may be difficult to change your major, once you realize this is not what you signed up for, yeah, you probably should have gone into something that would be, more.
But how does he, John, John, how come you got a 295?
How come I got a 295?
Yeah.
Oh, I'll tell you what, I had a tragedy in my family and it distracted me from my studies. Well, let me tell you, that 2.95
is that true?
Is not indicative of my academic ability. And in fact,
no,
senior year, I did a lot better.
Give this guy a solid answer. Let's stop mucking around here.
Well, in terms of 2.9, I don't know what to say. It's...
You go. The question is, you asked me, Sandy, how come you got a 295?
Okay, Sandy, what's with the 295 on your transcript?
Well, I'm glad you asked. It's the worst thing on my record, and I regret it. I wish, and let me say this, it's not predictive of my ability to do well at your law school, but let me explain it. When I started, I wasn't sure what I was doing. I wasn't focused on my studies. I was interested in blah, blah, and blah. All of those things were important, but I sincerely regret not being able to balance my other interests with my academic work.
Okay, that's a good answer. I'll tell you why, because you're just admitting what's obvious. And rather than go down into
There's no explaining it.
Just get it out and say you regret it.
Sorry, it's the worst thing on my record. I regret it. There's almost no explanation, but what I couldn't do was balance my other interests with my academic work.
Sure. Yeah.
I
Or,
like that, Sandy. I like that a lot.
yeah, good.
Now, he does have a 700 GMAT, which is a very impressive number, particularly if you look at what the scores are in Turkey. So that should offset any concern about the GPA, right?
You could say that. You go, I've got a 700 GMAT, and you know, I really believe I can do the work at your school. I've spoken, and then a great follow-up to that is I've spoken to people, if it's possible, you know, I have friends in US business schools, or I've reached out to students at your school through forums, blah, blah, blah. Have you done any of that?
Yes, I talked to some of my friends who are studying in the US. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's a good part of the answer. I've reached out to my US friends, and they've told me what the coursework is like. And, you know, I think I can do well in that kind of an environment. And,
yeah, got it.
And obviously, E and Y, particularly in other countries, that's a very selective job to get.
Well, that's true. Okay, so you said, so that's how you deal with the real elephant in the room, the 295, okay?
Thank you.
Let's go back to mock interview format here. The first question is, hey there, glad to meet you. What is Falcon AI?
So Falcon AI is an early phase VC-backed startup working on AI and esports, actually on the intersection of both fields. And it was funded in 2017 and received the seed investment in 2018.
Yeah, how many people does it employ?
It's around 15 people who are working full-time, and also there are other, I think, 5 people who are, yeah.
And you've got to be able to give some key statistics, like it was, you know, it's a new company, it's based on artificial intelligence and esports. The model is this and that.
Yeah, I mean, Falcon AI's actually vision is developing AI technologies in order to scale the knowledge. As an example, we developed an AI-driven esports platform. And what we are doing is basically we are providing coaching service to millions of people. Normally, a coach could only serve, I don't know, maybe 10 people at a time. But we are scaling this know-how to
you understand this, John?
Yeah. So coaching for sports, for youth sports, right? Younger people.
Yeah, but it's basically electronic sports, not traditional ones.
Oh, okay, like video games?
Yeah, we like video.
Oh my God, how wild is that? That's kind of crazy. Whoa.
Okay, John, give them a soundbite to explain the company, since you seem to understand it.
Yeah, I would say we're an AI firm pioneering a new area in sports, where we will actually coach people who are competitive video players using artificial intelligence. And we have X amount in funding.
Let me say something. What's the artificial intelligence angle? The rest I understand.
Okay, the artificial intelligence has a big role in personalizing and also scaling know-how. For example, I'm a competitive gamer and my friend is also a competitive gamer. We are both using our AI-driven platform, and platform tells different things to me and to my friend because we need personalized information. If there would be no AI factor into that, it would be highly possible.
Give me an example. Who's a typical customer?
It's a gamer. It could be anyone who is playing the games in our scope.
No, it's not a gamer. You said it's a competitive gamers.
Yeah, I mean, basically, it's.
You got to be able to do this. You got to be able to, because it's unusual. Okay, it's something that people have probably never heard of, and there's always a doubt, particularly since you're coming from Turkey, which is not a country they're familiar with. There's a doubt that this whole thing is just sort of made up bubble, not made up, but, you know, wildly exaggerated. This is you and two friends in a basement, okay?
That's why you want to say how much VC funding you might have.
Right, so you have to negative
how far
that.
along you are in the product development, what the potential market is, that kind of stuff.
This is critical. If you can't do this, you'll flunk the interview at any school.
Yeah, you got to make a case for it. Now, I'm interested in why you left E&Y, which is well known, and you were consulting there for this early stage company. Was it because they were a client of EY and they recruited you, or something else?
No, actually, three of the co-founders were my friends from my university. And in 2019, they made me an offer. And they were particularly, I think there were three main reasons. The first one was the fields that they were working on, so artificial intelligence and esports. They were very exciting for me.
Okay, let me give you some more tough love here. All right.
Okay.
You've got to get your story in sound bites. You're talking too much. You're wandering. Particularly that you're going to get like an interview from schools, and it's going to be over it's going to be a Zoom or an internet interview. You really need shorter answers. Okay, let's just go through some of the standard questions. My advice to you is to get the company straight, blah, blah, blah. Tell me, why did you join EY after business school?
Like I said, I want to build a career in which I could combine my analytical background with my soft skills. So I talked to my friends who were already working while I was at the university. And what I did was I actually made a list and then wanted my friends to put a check.
See, what you're doing is thinking out loud. You know, what you're doing is you're providing the specifics of a good answer, and then you would write it down, and then you would reorder it, and then you'd reduce it, and you'd come up with an answer. Okay. You can't do that in a real interview.
Yeah.
You follow me? They just think it's primary process. Mm-hmm. You know, kind of you're just thinking and talking. Yeah. They want a managed answer. So
what the best answer would be E&Y was the perfect opportunity for me. It was highly selective. It appealed to me because I could work with different industries and different clients, and
I had friends there. Yeah, exactly.
My soft skills interest with my academic background.
Okay. Something like that. I went to a blah blah college in Turkey. A lot of top performers go to Big Four consulting and accounting firms. They presented at our school. I was interested in what they had to say. It seemed like a perfect opportunity. It fit in with my career goals. When I interviewed them, I got a warm feeling. I knew people there. Those are the kind of answers.
Okay.
What was your what was surprising once you got to EY? This is a very typical interview question. What was unexpected?
Actually, their vision was unexpected. Normally, you would expect that I know the company's vision that I'm going to work for. But actually, right after I joined the company, they decided to change their vision and become a top-tier consulting firm in Turkish market. So I didn't actually expect that while I was going there. So during the next 4 years, it was really impactful on my
so what was unexpected was they were going through a big push to increase their rankings or their exposure in Turkey. So it was very intense and a lot of focused work towards real a lot of non-client work too.
Yeah.
Anything like that's an answer. What was unexpected were there were a lot of people when I got there. Answer this question. When I first got to EY, there were a lot of people from blank that I hadn't expected. or a lot of people blank, women or people from other countries or people from different backgrounds? What's the answer?
Yeah, actually, there was nothing like that.
Okay.
In terms of the things
Well,
that
good. If
said.
then don't say it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
What was unexpected was what was the company culture? But let's forget about unexpected. Here's just a fresh question. How would you describe the company culture at EY?
Sure. Yeah, I think it was very cultivating, and there was a really strong bond between the analysts. From analyst to the partner level.
Good.
And we were supervised even by the partners, so that they could.
Good. Okay, so that's a good answer. That's one of your better answers. The word about company cultures are either flat or hierarchical. So what you're saying was it was a very flat culture. You know, you could talk to anybody. I could talk to the supervisor of my supervisor. It was a lot of business conversations in the hallways. I got a good feeling that they were interested in me. It was great. So what was your greatest accomplishment at EY?
In 2016, I received a double promotion. So I was
good. What was behind that?
Consultant level in a shorter time period than my peers.
Okay. What was your best engagement? What was your most interesting engagement?
I think it could be the one I had to travel to different countries such as Iran, Algeria, Egypt, Kazakhstan, and Russia. So it was a project, a target operating model project, in which we basically designed a new way of working for a company and rolled this out to all its subsidiaries. And we did it in HQ, which was in Turkey, and then we rolled the model to its factories and other companies in the mentioned.
Okay, so make that shorter and more compact. My most interesting engagement, or my greatest engagement accomplishment, was doing blah at blah, which resulted in blah, blah, blah. Can you do it that way? Real short.
Okay. I think my... Is it two different questions, like biggest accomplishment and the most interesting project, or should I just combine both of them together?
Just answer the question in a short, impactful way. They're interested in the answer, not so much as does this really answer the question.
Okay, so my biggest accomplishment at EY was conducting an international project for an FMCG company, which resulted around $20 million savings annually.
So what do they call that kind of project where you're trying to save them money? Isn't there a name for that?
Yeah, it's called a target operating model project. So by redesigning all the processes and also...
Yeah, so my biggest accomplishment was working with a consumer goods company in whatever, where we were trying to save them money, and we've got a way to do that where we've got a lot of protocols and whatever, and we were able to find out how these guys operated. We were able to actually save them over X dollars, and I got to talk to people in different functionalities, and I worked with a great team. So it was just a great project, and it was successful.
Okay.
So what do you think the odds are? And actually, before that, I have one just quick question. Sandy, should he take the GMAT again? He's got a 700. He's sitting on a 700. Because of the 2.95, would he be better with a 720, 730?
How many times have you taken it?
3 times.
What were your other scores?
One
lower?
Of them, 690 and 700. The two others.
Okay, so you're in the pocket there.
Yeah, so I don't think I don't think you're going to break out again. That answers that.
Yeah. So sit with the 700.
That's my advice. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, unless you like taking it and you think a 730 would really help, man. No.
Yeah, it would help you a lot. I think it would help you a lot too.
You know.
especially with a 2.95 GPA. Now, Stanford, Columbia, Kellogg, Berkeley, Yale, NCOD, London Business School. Sandy, what do you think?
Interesting guy, wonderful experience. I don't think he's getting into Stanford. They'll find some guy like you that they like more with better numbers. And it's a question of who's going to swallow that 295. I think the European schools would swallow it. INSEAD and LBS are your best chances. Kellogg, if you presented yourself, Kellogg, goes for Hail Mary cases like you, where they go, boy, this guy's really interesting. So you got a chance at Kellogg, but I think it's more like 20, 30%. Same thing with Columbia, although they're not going to swallow the numbers. They're too low for them.
So, for what you want to do, you might want to take some of these schools off the list and apply to some schools that are a little bit lower down. Might be more helpful to you than kind of wasting your time on some of them, like Stanford, Columbia, Berkeley, Yale might be hard. Although here's the wild card that we don't know.
Yeah.
You're from Turkey, and there aren't a whole lot of candidates from Turkey who have 700 GMATs and who worked for Ernst & Young, a well-known firm, for 3 years, and are now working in artificial intelligence. So it's possible that in crafting a diverse class, you could sneak into one of these schools, right?
Yeah,
the Turkey thing could be
Hey,
awesome.
listen, pick a few other schools, knock out Stanford, forget it. It's not going to happen. Columbia, probably not going to happen. Kellogg.
It doesn't have to happen for your goals.
Really good.
Right.
All right.
Adios.
Good luck to you. We're rooting for you. Okay?
Yeah, sure.
Stick with it. All right. This is John Byrne, Poets and Quants, with Sandy Kreisberg on Fridays with Sandy. Thanks for watching.